Hello children, how are you all? I hope all of you are fine. So we are ready with our new video. So before that, let's do some warm-ups, right? Okay, snap your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's begin. We are going to start on with maths second chapter, polynomial part 1. Okay, in this chapter we are going to learn about the different terminologies that are related to polynomial, and like it will be a brush up of what you have learned in class 9. You will be also learning how to represent zeros of polynomial, what is the relationship between zeros of polynomial and the coefficient of polynomial, and also the division algorithm for polynomial. Okay. Now to begin with, when I speak about polynomial, first thing that I want to share is what I understand by polynomial. Suppose if I give you a term, okay, 5x, okay. Now what is this 5x? Is this a polynomial? What are the factors that are responsible and what are the factors that will lead you, that will characterize a term as polynomial? Now see, if algebraic terms are threaded together, more than one term, we say it as polynomial. Okay, poly means what? Many, and nomial means term. Okay, now see, this is a term. Okay, this is a term. Now this is what? The coefficient, right? This is the coefficient, and this is the variable, okay, that you have already studied in class 9. Okay, the term, the number that is present just before the variable, that is the coefficient. Okay, and the alphabet that is denoted after, written just after it, is known as variable. Now when we thread together all the terms with an operator, we say it as polynomial. Now what are the characteristics of polynomial, or what can a polynomial comprise of? Polynomial comprises of variables, okay, constants and exponents. Okay, variable, constants and exponents. So any term which is having a variable or a constant, or it has got exponent, can be termed as polynomial. But division is not allowed in polynomial. Division of terms are not allowed in polynomial. Now see, let's see some example of polynomials. Like if I say 5x square plus 2, okay, here 2 is a constant and 5 is the coefficient of the variable x, and what is the exponent of x? It is 2. Okay, so this is a polynomial. Again, if I say 7, okay, this also can be termed as polynomial if we consider this as 7 into 1, okay, or we can say this as 7 into x to the power 0. We know something to the power x to the power 0 will be 1 itself. So it can be represented at 7 can be represented as a polynomial. Suppose if I have a term as 7x plus 5 by suppose 2y. Okay, this cannot be a polynomial as this is in a division form. Okay, so these are the basic requirements for a number to be polynomial, or for a term to be polynomial. Please note it down. Okay, now suppose let me write few polynomials like 5x square plus x, 5x cube plus 2x square plus 2. Okay, now see, this is having only a single term. A single term polynomial is known as monomial. Okay, mono means single, and which has two terms are known as binomials. Okay, and if it has got 3 terms. These are all individually, these are all known as terms. Okay, so 3 terms means trinomials, and more than 3 terms are not categorized in that way, so they are known as polynomials only. Now see, each polynomial is can be distinguished from, each polynomial will have a particular degree. Okay, now degree means what? Degree of a polynomial is highest power of the variable of polynomial. Okay, now see, polynomial, what is the highest power of the variable? That will be the degree of the polynomial. How is it? Let's see. Now see, in this term, what is the highest power of the variable? What is the variable over here? Here it is only x. Okay, and what is the highest power? It is 1. So this will be degree 1. Okay, similarly in this there are 2 terms. Okay, and what is the highest power of x? Only one variable is there, and what is the highest power of x? It is 2. So degree is 2. And in this one, you see there are 3 terms, and what is the highest power of x? It is 3. Okay, highest power is 3. So this is what is the degree of polynomial. So a polynomial, but it is not that in any polynomial always only one term means monomial. Okay, you may have a polynomial. Now let's find what is the meaning of zeros of polynomial in a equation. Okay, in a polynomial. Okay, zeros of polynomial in a polynomial, we see that how do we find? Suppose I have an polynomial like ax plus b. Okay, I have a polynomial like ax plus b. Now to find the zero of the polynomial, what will I do? I'll equate it with 0, right? And after that, what will I get? I'll get the value of x, that will be b by a. Okay, b by a. Now how to represent the zeros of polynomial geometrically? Let's see. Okay, suppose I have one graph. Okay, this represents x-axis, this is x dash, this is y-axis. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I have a graph x and y. Okay, and this point is 0, 0 point. Okay, and here I will plot 1, 2, 3 here, similarly here also, and this will be negative of 1, 2, 3, negative coordinate of x, and this will be negative coordinate of y. Okay, suppose I have a line such that it is moving in this way, or a line moving in this way. Okay, now what are zeros of polynomial? I told that if I equate one equation with 0, the coefficient that I get in return, that is the zero of polynomial. Okay, the value that I get is the zero of polynomial. That means what? If I substitute that value in place of x, the result of the polynomial or the value of the polynomial will come as 0. Right, now see here, in every line or whatever we draw on a graph has got one equation. Okay, now suppose this is, let us take it as suppose this graph has got one equation. Let us suppose that the graph of this equation be for this line, what will be the, let us consider this be as x minus 2. Okay, now x minus 2 means what? It is this is a polynomial function x. Okay, now suppose you see this is striking in x-axis at this point, which means the coordinate of this point is 2 0. Okay, 2 0. That means what? You see, if I substitute the value of 2 in this equation, we'll get the value of this polynomial as 0, right? So that means this is the 0 of the polynomial of function x. Okay, that means what? From here what we can conclude, that whatever graph is given, the coordinate at which a graph strikes the x-axis, those coordinates are the 0 of polynomial represented geometrically. Okay, now let's see more graphs like this. Here we have another example. Okay, another graph. Let this be x-axis. Okay, x dash. This is representing negative of x. This is representing y, and this is representing negative of y. And let the equation of the polynomial be x square minus 3x plus 4. Now you see in this is a what type of this is of degree 2. Okay, which means this is a quadratic polynomial, right? Now see, there are 2 points at which this is what? A parabola. Okay, this is known as parabola. Okay, now at 2 points this graph is intersecting x-axis, which means what? That at those points y is 0. There is no coordinate for y. Okay, there is no value for y. So at that point y is 0. What are the 2 points? This is 1 point and this is another point. From the graph we can see 1 2 3 4. So this means 4 0, right? The coordinate of this point is 4 0. And for this one, as this is negative, so it will be minus 1 0. So let's see whether it is true or not. Whether according to what I said before, that zeros of polynomial will be if I get the intersecting points, whatever coordinate we have for x, that will be the zeros of the polynomial. Okay, so let me write the polynomial now. Y is equal to x square minus 3x plus 4. So what will be the first zero to calculate the zero of polynomial? What will be the first value of x? Let us consider minus 1. Okay, now substituting minus 1, you all know, you all have learnt in class 9 that how to find the zero of polynomial. Substituting minus 1 in place of x. Okay, it will be 1 square minus 3 into minus 1 plus 4, right? So this will be 1, this will be plus 3, right? Sorry, this will be minus. Okay, so which means what? 4 minus 4, that is 0. So we can see that when we substituted minus 1 in this equation or polynomial, we found that the value is 0. Okay, now we will find with 4. Okay, we will find with 4. So x square, instead of x, we will write 4. So this will be 4 square minus 3 into 4 minus 4, right? So 4 square means what? 16 minus 12 minus 4. Now 12 minus 4 means what? Again 16. So 16 minus 16, which means 0. So hence we can see in this case also, wherever in a graph, wherever it is striking x-axis, the coordinate of the x-axis is the 0 of the polynomial for that equation. What if I have a graph and if I have, it is not striking x-axis only, okay, if it is not striking x-axis like this, okay, what will happen? Since it is not striking x-axis, we can't find any coordinate that is having that is striking x-axis, so there is no coordinate as such. So in this case, for this type of graphs, there will be no zeros of polynomial. So let us jot down the points together. So from here we can jot down the points as geometrical representation of zeros of polynomial from the graphs and all those. We have found from the observation that the point at which a graph intersects x-axis, that coordinate is of x-axis is known as the zero of polynomial. That point can be one or more than one. Okay, suppose I have a graph like this. I may have, so you see this point as well as this point, 3 points it is intersecting x-axis. So I can say that I can get 3 coordinates, okay, and that means in this case I'll have 3 zeros of polynomial. So it may have point may be 1 or more than 1. Third one is that in case if there is no intersection, there will be no zeros of polynomial. How it will be? Suppose I have a graph and the graph is not intersecting only at x-axis, okay, or I have a graph like this, okay, so it is not intersecting only at x-axis. So in that case we will say that it is not having, we'll say that it is not having any coordinate, any zero of polynomial. Understood? Now let us find out what is the relationship between the coefficient and the zeros of polynomial. Okay. Now for a linear polynomial means what? Which is having degree 1. For that case we have only 1 zero of polynomial, but in case of quadratic polynomial we have 2, okay, we have 2 values of x for which we get the value of the polynomial as 0, right? So let us consider and you know how to find the zeros of polynomial, okay, we are not moving in that thing, okay, because you all have already learned that. Suppose I have one polynomial as 2x square minus 8x plus 6, okay, and the zeros from here, if zeros of polynomial, how to find out? I need to factorize this, means I need to break this and I will equate it to 0, okay, which means 2x square minus 8x plus 6 will be equal to 0, which means what? If we factorize this, what we will get? We will get 2 values. One is x minus 1 and x minus 3, which is equal to 0, which means the zeros of polynomial will be 1 and 3. Correct? Now, if we find the sum of these two, okay, sum of these zeros, if we find, okay, let's find out sum of zeros. 1 plus 3, which means what? 4, right, which is 4. Now you see, this is also, if we take negative of this and this in a ratio form will get this. So what it is? Negative of minus 8 by 2. What we get? 4. Right? So that means, and let's find the product of the zeros. Okay, product of zeros. Product means 1 into 3, which means 3 only. Now what is 3 from the equation? 6 by 2. Now 6 is what? The constant term that was present in the polynomial, and the coefficient of x square. Okay, correct? So from here we can, what conclusion we can get? That if sum of the zeros of the polynomial will always be minus of the coefficient of x by, or the ratio of minus of the coefficient of x to the coefficient of x square for a quadratic polynomial. And what will be the product of zeros? Product of zeros will be the ratio of the constant term by the coefficient of x square. So let's write it down from this observation that we have concluded. Okay, that if I get one polynomial as ax square plus bx plus c, okay, I am generalizing the relationship. Okay, I am generalizing it for all the equations. Okay, if suppose I have an quadratic polynomial as ax square plus bx plus c, then I can say the sum of the zeros will be minus b by a, and product of zeros will be c by a. In both case, a will be part of the denominator, right? So minus b by a and c by a. Okay, so this is known as the sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros. Okay, and what are a, b, c? A is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. Okay, now from here we do not write sum of the, we consider sum of the zeros. We consider that a and b, okay, are zeros of polynomial. Like we say, no, like we say variables of we use different variables. So here we use alpha and beta. Okay, alpha and beta, two Greek letters that are used to represent the zeros of polynomial. So alpha and beta are the zeros of polynomial such that polynomial ax square plus bx plus c such that if alpha and beta are the zeros of polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, such that alpha plus beta will be minus b by a and alpha into beta will be c by a. Okay, from here also, from this formula also, we can find the zeros of polynomial, or we can find the relationship between the coefficient of polynomial, okay, or verify the relationship between the coefficient of polynomial. Here three types of question may come. One is to verify the relationship between 0 and the coefficient of polynomial and to find the zeros. Then suppose product and sum of a polynomial is given of the zeros, like that, which means what, this value and this value will be given and you need to form the equation in that way also it may come. Or it may come as verify verify and find the relationship between what is the relationship between zeros of polynomial. You need to verify, okay. One, you need to prove the formula. One will be like, it will be the values of this will be given, alpha plus beta, and alpha beta will be given and you need to form the equation. And another will be to find out what is the relationship, okay. These three types of question may come, okay. One question is given as the sum and product of a polynomial is, suppose maybe 6 and product may be 2, okay, 6 and 2, okay. So you are asked find the polynomial. How will you do this type of problem? Sum of the polynomial is 6, which means what? You have to write, let alpha and beta be the zeros of polynomial. Okay, alpha and beta be the zeros of polynomial. Now, by the question, alpha plus beta is what? 6 and alpha beta is what? 2. Now alpha beta means what? Minus b by a, right? So which means it will be minus of a means what? 1. Okay. If minus, so from here we can say minus b means 6 or b means what? Minus 6. Here also means what? C by a, which means 2 by 1. Okay. From here again we can say a is equal to 1 and c will be equal to 2. You know the value of b, you know the value of a, you know the value of c. So what will be the equation? Equation is what? Ax square plus bx plus c. Instead of abc, we will replace the value of a. A is what? 1. So 1 into x square is 1. B will be what? Minus 6. And c will be what? 2. So this is my polynomial. Okay. And you can also verify it by again putting it into as you all know, that means from here you can again put 6, substitute 6 in this case, okay, and find out whether it is coming as 0 or not. And to substitute 6, you can also find out whether it is correct or not. Okay, whether the sum of the you can substitute the values and you can check. Thus, we have come to the end of this today's lecture session. At the end, I have few questions from you. Find the from the graph, find the number of zeros of polynomial. From each graph, you need to find the zeros of polynomial. Number of zeros, not the how means what is the zero. I am asking how many zeros of polynomial is possible. Okay, so as I have told you that the places where the graph intersects x-axis, those will be the zeros of polynomial. From there you have to find it out. Second question, find the zero of polynomial for t square minus 15. Also find the relationship between the coefficient. Now among the zero of polynomial and the coefficient of polynomial, you have to find the relationship first, but before that you have to find out the zero of polynomial. How to find zero of polynomial? This equation, this polynomial you will equate to 0 and you will get the you will factorize and you will get two values. As this is quadratic, you will get two values of x, two values of t. Okay, and from there you will find out what is the sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros. If irrational number comes also, don't get confused. Okay, third one, find the polynomial whose zeros are minus 4 and 1 by 4. Two zeros of polynomial are given. One is minus 1 by 4 and one is 1 by 4. Okay, and you need to find out what is the zero of the polynomial. How you will find out? We will consider alpha and beta as two zeros of polynomial. First you will find out the sum, and then you will find out the product, and you will use the generalized equation and you will substitute in the place. Okay, same thing you will be doing with this also. Okay, so that's all we have for today. We will come with next video. Okay, so study hard. Okay, bye.